What up, everybody? Kev here, back with another trade recap video today. Today we banged $400 trading NQ on our Top Step account. Overall, we had unemployment claims this morning. Wasn't going to trade because of news being absolutely crazy in the morning. I ended up sweeping out London lows and highs, as well as Asian lows and highs. We had equal lows here, so I was kind of hoping for that to be taken out and then continue higher overall with the trend, and that was my overall bias today. Only reason that I did trade was because yesterday we had non-farm employment and we had some other news come out, but when that happened yesterday, I didn't take a trade because we did the same thing. We took out London lows and highs and Asian lows and highs, and it ended up taking out my take profits for the day. However, I demo traded and I realized that market yesterday swept out the news data highs and went straight down and swept out news data lows because it's such a big area, a key level to be taken out. And we had the same kind of setup this morning with unemployment claims, so that made me want to kind of de-risk my normal margin for the day and kind of do the same thing. But today was the opposite. We ended up sweeping out the lows and I targeted the highs, and yeah, let's get straight to it. So overall, 4-hour fair value gap that we wicked into when news came out this morning. Did not fill the fair value gap completely. I was targeting highs for news data highs to be swept out on top of fair value gap getting filled. Not only that, but if we head on over to ES, we were in overall, I can't remember where I marked it. I think I marked it from this low up to news data highs, and we tapped into hourly equilibrium as well as filling this hourly fair value gap. So not only that, but really wanted to go long today based on that alone. Now scaling down into the lower time frame, kind of where my take profits were set up. I had my take profits at this 5-minute high, as well as my final take profit being at the hourly data high, as well as entering that fair value gap. However, I took out my entry early. I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of taking step by step. When market opened and the macro opened, we're just continuing our downtrend, kind of waiting for that sweep. On top of that, we consolidated quite a bit here, kind of faking out the retail traders for going long. Finally got that move up. I was overall waiting for a 5-minute break of structure, which we finally got around 10:20 to 10:25. After we got that, obviously we're super overextended. I wasn't about to have a mega stop loss. Thank God I didn't enter. Came down, filled this 5-minute fair value gap, and that is basically where I look to take my entry. Not only that, but a couple things I was paying attention to during my trade were not only that 5-minute break structure, but we were respecting this fair value gap to the downside for so long that there was no reason for me to go long until that fair value gap was disrespected. Finally, we inversed it, able to get rid of it, get rid of that 5-minute break structure, and we got that retrace down in the lower time frame equilibrium. Had this crazy freaking move here where we came down, swept out these lows, and then continued higher. After sweeping out those lows and continuing higher, that's where I took my entry. Should have taken it down here, but I wanted to see where this next candle is going to move. If I waited for it to inverse that fair value gap, the risk would have been too high. I had a strong feeling that we were going to continue higher just based on all of the other confluences kind of going toward my bias. There's more just still looking for that entry and just because we broke 1 minute, we didn't break 1 minute structure here. We literally just wicked right on it. I was more just waiting for that next candle to kind of see how it reacted, and got a terrible fill up here, but we didn't really risk much. I think I had like 250 on the risk for today. Definitely should have put it lower on the lows, but obviously didn't want to have a mega stop loss. So yeah, so we ended up securing just below a 1 to 2. Before we secured that, obviously we inversed that for value gap, made a bullish for value gap, tapped into it, and continued higher. I originally had my full take profit up here, like I said, targeting data highs in that fair value gap. However, we had this crazy move up, 70 point move up, taking out our first TP, which I loved, but I didn't like, because of how like crazy it was. Had me second guessing just my bias. I mean, obviously, fucking bull run, gotta love it. But yeah, a little crazy for me. And on top of that, that made me check the other markets, and I realized we had a 5-minute bearish fair value gap on ES that we were respecting at that time. And just because where we closed and just us selling out of it, I couldn't tell if it was a 5-minute retrace or 15-minute retrace, or we were legitimately changing directions and continuing lower. Overall, made me want to take my final take profit out. And just for how late I entered and how late we are in the trading day, I like to take my trades typically around the macro. Just didn't feel I'm starting to lose confidence in the trade, got out. But yeah, that was my overall trade for today. Obviously, something I could have done better was holding out my initial final take profit. Obviously, there wasn't much risk on the table after taking out my first take profit because I moved my stop to break even, and I was only trading 3 units on the micro today. So after I took out my first take profit, which was 2 units, I only had 1 unit running, which wasn't much. So honestly, holding it out to full take profit definitely would have been a lot more worth it. Definitely would have been worth it, but you know, we live and we learn. Could have definitely changed around, but yeah, I'm happy overall with the trade today. And yeah, that's it, everybody. Peace.